Raheem, let's talk about how to handle big US dollar transactions. You know, in another segment of this series of Let's Talk Investing, we talked to Terry Ritchie, an expert on cross-border financial transactions, on how to buy US property. That's a big amount of money you're going to be using to convert into US dollars. How would I handle that?
Well, there's really two things to think about. It's the certainty of the transaction and how much time you have until you need to transact. So looking at a typical buyer of U.S. property that has to do a couple $100,000, needs to purchase in U.S. dollars.
Right, you don't want to just walk up to the bank and say, could I please change a few $100,000 the morning before you're going to make this transaction?
Exactly. You perhaps want to be a little bit more strategic about it. So one of the things you could do is leave a market order, which is if the Canadian dollar is a couple of cents below parity, either with your bank or another firm, you could leave an order and say, if it hits parity, please buy those US dollars for me.
Okay, so when it gets to a rate that I really like, bing, the transaction goes through.
Exactly, but the difference is that instead of you having to continually watch the markets all the time, you can have someone else do this for you.
Okay, that's interesting. Are there any other options for me?
Exactly. One of the other options is to look at a forward contract. And a forward contract essentially allows you to lock in a foreign exchange rate today for a delivery date in the future.
Okay, and I pay a little bit of a premium there, don't I, for the certainty of knowing I get that rate?
It's not exactly a premium. You would pay a deposit. So essentially all you're doing is locking in a rate today for a time in the future. So there's no actual premium that you need to pay in terms of an additional fee. You're just locking in the transaction today for a delivery point in the future. So for example, you would lock in a rate today, provide a 5 or 10% deposit, and close in 30 days.
Okay, and then I have the certainty and the comfort of knowing my rate's done, signed, sealed, and delivered.
Exactly.
Great, Raheem. Thanks, Raheem.
Thank you.